All right. Hello, guys. It's High Priestess Jamila. So I am about to cook some country style pork ribs. Okay. And I's hungry. So I am going to not be here long. But I want to address this and I want you guys to be careful with who you get spiritual information from. Please be careful because there are a lot of people that lie. Now, I was just listening to someone a few minutes ago who is already extremely confused. This is why I feel that people should listen to people that know what they're talking about. Okay? People should listen to people that know what they're talking about. There's a lot of people that are making spiritual claims on this website, speaking to people behind the scenes, and they just don't know what they are talking about. So I heard someone very close to me speaking about psychic vampires as if they are powerful beings. Now, actual real vampires, these are considered to be mythical creatures or mythical people, mythical evolution, like a mythical evolution of a human being, okay, which is very different. These are beings that drink blood, whether or not it's animal blood or human blood. They just like blood. They have to drink blood to sustain themselves. And so vampires for me, because I have a very tight relationship with Lilith, and I don't have a problem with vampires per se. Okay. And I think that just like a race of people, vampires can be stigmatized just like any other race of people. Okay. A psychic vampire is not the same as a vampire. A psychic vampire has no power. If someone accuses you of being a psychic vampire, that is not a compliment. It's not, it's an insult. You'd have to be a very weak and pathetic person to actually be a psychic vampire. Psychic vampires have no power. They have to feed off of others. Now, there was also the claim that people were saying that there's certain people on this website who, I guess it's a claim being made that either I said or somebody else said that somebody has the ability to feed off of people. I have never stated that anybody has fed off of me. There's a difference between being a parasitic person and a person that is actually feeding off of someone energetically. I have stated that people have tried to feed off of me and failed miserably. I've never made any claims that anybody could or have ever fed off of me. I am a witch. If somebody was trying to feed off of me, trust me, I would know what to do. Now, as far as when it comes to people feeding, I mean, I feed my husband every day. I feed him with my energy, with my love, with my healing energy. I feed my children every single day with my love and my healing energy and my protection. Okay. As far as a person being a psychic vampire that may be trying to feed off of somebody, that person is not powerful. In fact, they are the weakest link. I'm talking about somebody that just tries to sit there and suck energy from people. No, that's not a powerful person. As a witch, I know where my power source comes from, and it's not another person. For someone to make a claim, and I've actually heard people on here, I've actually heard one witch, I'm not going to mention her name, and because I just assumed that, she was exactly who she exposed herself to be. She came on here making a claim that she was a psychic vampire about 3 years ago. It was very embarrassing. There's no witch that claims to be a psychic vampire. Now, if somebody tries to steal your energy or steal your shine, it's a way to take that back. Okay. Hey, Tina Chin and Roberto Goes to Jail. Hello. But a psychic vampire is not a powerful being. Also, another thing is that if somebody is claiming to be a psychic vampire, or either they're actually trying to psychic vampire off of someone else, that person may not necessarily be feeding for monetary purposes. That person may be feeding for energy. Maybe that person is dying. Maybe that person has a disease. Maybe they have a sickness. Maybe they have a drug problem. Or are we going to say that every drug addict that steals $20 out of your purse is a psychic vampire? No. But no, psychic vampires are not powerful. Someone has lied and claimed that psychic vampirism is a thing. It's not. It's weak. It's pathetic. It's not anything that somebody should be bragging about, saying, oh, making claims that somebody has what special powers do you have feeding off of someone else? You don't. Even if you tried, you would still be very weak because that person can take their power back even if you were successful at doing that. And I think that there are a lot of people out here that speak about spiritual stuff and they need to shut their mouths. Okay? They need to be quiet and go back to Sunday school because they got people out here getting upset to where if you even mention, yeah, there are a lot of people. I have a lot of people trying to feed off of me, trying to feed off of me, trying to be me, trying to feed off of my sexual energy, trying to feed off the solar plexus. A lot of you guys have that too. Doesn't mean that they are successful at doing it. Of course. I've had people on this website try to traffic me for attention. Call me ugly and fat and disgusting, but yet they're plastering my photograph all over the screen. Yeah, those people are trying to feed off of me. Trying is different than actually being successful at it. Okay. But a psychic vampire is not powerful. In fact, psychic vampirism is really, in my opinion, you're just a loser. Very, very different from taking a thought or a vision and turning it into reality, like what witches do. Very, very different. Okay. In fact, if you're feeding off of somebody, you realize that somebody can take their energy back like within 3 seconds, even 1 second. So that's not something to be proud of, and it's not anything to be jealous of. Most people that are trying to psychic vampire off of people, they end up unfulfilled. It's an unquenchable thirst that they end up having that'll never be fulfilled because they are leaning on someone else or very codependent on another individual and their source of power. Okay, I've seen people try to feed off of my ancestors. I've seen people try to feed off of my deceased mother. Those people are losers. They are factually beneath you when they're doing that. That doesn't give somebody power. So I think people, now I will admit that the person that I heard saying it right now is very confused and it's a confusion. Okay. But just to, and hopefully that person will listen. They've been told not to listen to me, but they'll listen. They'll listen. You're getting your spiritual information from the wrong person. Okay. You're getting your spiritual information from the wrong person. I think that the fact that they put vampire at the end of psychic vampire, and a psychic vampire is not a witch, but I think the fact that they put vampire at the end of it, and honestly, in my humble opinion, I believe that vampires really exist. I believe that they are a rarity, but I believe that they really exist. And I don't think that they like being associated with psychic vampirism. That is the most pathetic thing, especially when you see a psychic vampire literally stalking and running somebody down. And in fact, vampires, when they feed, they don't even have to feed that often. So it's no association. In fact, whoever made up that term was a psychic vampire themselves. Y'all feel the difference, because when you're watching me, you don't feel me pulling on you. You feel like you're being enriched with spiritual wisdom. A psychic vampire, they are the ones that make the informational videos a lot of times about psychic vampirism. Hey, Ziana. So yeah, that and if a person is a psychic vampire, they need to retrain their brain, because that's very dangerous. It's considered to be cannibalism, to be honest with you. As a society, we would get sick if we were to sit and eat each other. There's actually a village somewhere in the world where everybody in the village got sick and died because they were eating human flesh. This earth, the herbs, the food, and there's some people that are vegans that don't eat meat. I don't necessarily agree with that for everybody, but what we eat, what we uh take in, our brains is what feeds us. Okay? It's not other people. So if I ever call anybody a psychic vampire, I'm insulting them. I'm not giving them a compliment. I'm insulting them. While at the same time, because yeah, these so-called psychic vampires or energy harvesters, yeah, they are trying to pull on your energy. As a witch, I know how to pull it back. So it's a complete fallacy. I don't know who's giving out the information on this, but they've got to be in a lot of trouble. Um, because that's misinformation. That's misinformation. Who's more powerful? The person that's trying to feed off of a person versus the person that they're attempting to feed off of. There's no power in being a pathetic, low-lifed psychic vampire, as they dub it, or an energy vamp. There's no power in that. In fact, that energy is unfamiliar. That's a person that may have blocked chakras. Now, I do believe that what ends up happening, let's say that somebody's trying to feed off your throat or your heart. What happens is that your body, your aura, your chakras will close. They'll close, they'll shut down so that a person can't do that. It's literally spiritually impossible. It's a myth. That's one of the things in The spirit realm. Now, I do believe that there is what we call parasites or leeches spiritually. Those people don't have power. I've called out a couple of different ones that have videos about me trying to feed off of my energy up right now, and they can't feed off of nothing. I've called them out, all of them that I've suspected of being a parasite. I think that people need to be careful about who they're getting their spiritual information from, cuz what I'm telling you is 100% correct. They've tried to make it look like, "Oh, if you respond to me, that means I'm feeding off of you." No, it's not. Or people not smart enough to protect their energy? I think we all have figured out how to protect our energy. If you haven't, then you probably need to take one of my classes. Just because you feel ill, at ease, or some kind of malaise from a person that is attempting to energy vamp off of you, doesn't mean that it's actually happening either. They may be trying to or making you think that, but that's not actually what's happening unless you accept that. Unless you sit there and say, "Oh, energy vampires are powerful." Well, that's not the truth. They're not. Okay. I teach witchcraft, and they've tried to even incorporate it into witchcraft. No. The basic elements of witchcraft is earth, air, fire, water, and spirit. You are on planet Earth, period. You're on planet Earth, you know. And yeah, you can feel it when somebody is trying to feed off of you, but they're not going to be successful. Energy vamps or whatever they call them, I don't like to call them energy vampires. I know some vampires personally, and they don't respect that. They don't respect that so called, "I'm going to take your power with my mind." No. And I think that when people accept the truth, they can move on with their lives and spend their time doing something better with their time. Okay. I will tell you that I have found myself protecting my son's energy because I do believe that there are entities that do try to feed off of humans. And I do believe that there are entities that try to feed off of human souls. The host of those entities is probably going to end up dying. That's not, I wouldn't want to be associated with an entity like that. If you have any kind of association with an entity like that, you may want to get some help with that because that's not a good thing at all. Okay. No, it's not. Yeah. I mean, there's so many ways of protecting your energy. Mother Earth provides that nobody should ever have to, and when you go to somebody that gives you incorrect information about this, what it creates is a cognitive dissonance. And a lot of people need to get over that. And I'm disappointed in people that think that a psychic vampire is powerful. No, you're sadly mistaken. And let's say a person was a psychic vampire. They not competing with a witch. They have no prayers when it comes to a witch. Okay. So, that's what I want to say. Does anybody have any questions about this? Because now I will tell you a phenomenon that is very real. Time stealers. People stealing your timeline, time wasters. That's why I don't want to spend too much time on this discussion. I have better things to do that I enjoy doing in my life than arguing about whether or not someone is a psychic vampire or if they're powerful. Okay. I have way more things that I can do with my time. Seriously. I am gonna plug a ritual that I'm gonna be doing though. I think that there are a lot of people that are crowned by your intellect comes from the crown chakra as well as the third eye, your intellect. So I think that there's some people that are crowned by stupidity. I am going to be doing a group crown chakra clearing ritual. I believe I'm going to do it right after in bulk, and so I'll give y'all the information about that. I think I'm only going to do maybe 10 people. I'm only going to let 10 people into this because that's really all I'll have time for. Okay, it's about 10 people, and we'll clear that stuff off of your crown. You have to, because bad spiritual information can get you messed up and it'll just make you look real foolish. Okay. And a lot of the times things will be crowning you and you won't even realize it and that's why I said be careful. I don't trust half of these so-called witches. There's one in particular. I think that she gets a kick out of me confronting her. And I'm not going to do that. Okay. And like I said, I was hearing her speak about 6 years ago, and she probably still got the video up where she was saying that, she's a psychic vampire. She's just being puppeteered because she's not a psychic vampire at all. There really is no such thing as a psychic vampire. I hate to, when we speak of it in those terms, now you can convince yourself, oh my God, this person is stealing all of my energy. And, it's all about what's happening in the mind. Yes, there are some people, but, I think that there are instances to where your energy is being taken. Yes, I do. But I think that if you sit and allow it, you waste your time. Your time is being wasted. Once, and if you feel, because I felt that way before too. I haven't felt this way in a very, very, very long time. Very, very, very long time. There was a ritual that I did. Y'all know about my lemonade jars, and it works on the crown chakra. Things don't have power unless you give it power. If you have that thought process in your head, then every single time a person that is labeled themselves or either, then you're giving your energy and that power to a person. But to me, it's fake power to me. Most of the channels that you're going to watch on YouTube of real witches, they're going to address the whole psychic vampirism thing. They are against it. And I would be too. I'm against it too because it's stupid. It makes no sense. You're basically just saying, hey, when you say I'm a psychic vampire, you're saying I'm a weak, spineless person with no power of my own. That's basically what you're saying. and I am here to try to steal your power. I mean, what happens at that moment? Does the Jedi mind trick take over to where you're feeling like, now you're going into, this is where you're kind of psyching yourself out. I've been in situations to where I've had people that believe in psychic vampirism, and they've had people try to feed through a third party. And so they'll come to that person, and it'll be an obvious implied contract of feeding off of me. And it's worked temporarily for like maybe 15 minutes, because if I feel like anybody's even trying to pull on my energy at all, I'm going to stop it completely. I'm going to shut it down all the way. My spirits will shut it down. Then you have the phenomenon of people trying to take your soul. Yeah, there are complete idiots that are trying to do that as well, and they're trying to do it whether or not they have the assistance of a supernatural entity or not. They think, oh, I'm going to steal this person's power. You got to be careful with who you listen to. You do. You have to be very careful. Okay. I mean, think about it. Can't you just reclaim your power if somebody tries to take it? And then you don't have to debate or argue about it. What's the debate about? Why even believe that that has power over you in any way to the point where you're upset and you're upsetting the people in your lives? Don't do that. Okay. And psychic vampirism is not witchcraft. It's not. It has nothing to do with it. And I would like to speak to some other witches about this. Now, if somebody wants to lend you their energy, or you know what I'm saying, or gift you their energy, that's a totally different thing. I gift my energy to people all the time. I have plenty of it. I have plenty of it. Okay. But to just sit here and just, just I'm gonna give this person my soul or something like that, you know what I'm saying? Nah. I think that there is a couple of people in the spiritual community that are creating a lot of harm, though, to others. And it's not aggravating or infuriating anymore. It's gotten downright annoying. Okay, that I think that the whole psychic vampirism is a new age thing. Now there is a such thing as swapping bodies with somebody. It is a such thing as that. And yeah, like if a person has developed their chakras, yeah, you know what I'm saying? I think that if a person sets an intent to do something, they could possibly do it. But are you ignorant enough to let them? Are you going to ignorantly just let somebody feed off of you that you know is trying to feed off of you? Next thing you know, you're tired, you're dizzy, you're not feeling well. Next thing you know what I'm saying? And it just, um, and some things, some people in your life, that's just like, when I was healing when I'm healing somebody, in particular, if it's a family member or a child, it's going to take a lot out of you. But energy there, the way that it was being spoken in the context is that it's a person that's powerful that goes live every single day talking about people and their energy vampiring off of people. No, no, that person has no power. Okay, to even try to think of something like that, no, they don't. In fact, I can tell you that that person probably has diarrhea all the time and they can't even absorb no nutrients. There is no such thing as that except for healing. People will do anything and everything to avoid healing. They've gotten to the point, these so-called psychic vampires, they've literally gotten to the point where they can't even absorb any energy. Spirit showed me. So even if they get little minute amounts of energy, they can't absorb it because it's time for them to fix themselves. They're parasitic. Okay. Okay. And see, a lot of them, I've actually had people try to, I guess, steal from me. They can't do it. They can't do it. Okay. I mean, they try to. I've heard people say, "Oh, she looks old and she look like this." No, I don't. I still look. Do y'all think I look old or like somebody been pulling on me or something? Or they done took everything from me? They done robbed me of everything? Nah, you can't take nothing from me. You can't take nothing from me ever. Okay, so I think it's a waste of time to even do that in the first place, especially if you're dealing with my clients or me. Okay, yeah, you know, I actually, it's been incorporated into my practice, and I've seen it a lot lately, Ziana, to where there are people trying to steal people's consciousness and then put the consciousness of something lesser than in that person. And we see that happening. But really, to be honest with you, nobody has been successful at it. Only in the movie The Skeleton Key, and that's a movie. I would say that divine intervention, now I do feel as though if a person agrees to it, there's some people that will willingly sacrifice themselves. Most people won't. But, you know, um, God or your ancestors is going to intervene when it comes to that. And yeah, but there are certain people, we call it spiritual fragmenting. It's when parts of their consciousness are either being perverted or stolen. But there's nobody out there that's like a machine, the machine or the whatever those beings were in the Matrix that was hooking up human beings to a battery and they're just doing it. That's a movie. I mean, it when you think about it, we all draw inspiration off of one another when it comes to inspiration. We do. But, when it comes to, actually saying, oh, this person is a powerful being, they can do this, they can do that. Nobody ever said that. Nobody has ever claimed that. And if somebody does claim that, that means that they must be under some kind of mind control or something. And like I said, I have said it. I have came on here and said it and confronted people. There was a lady that was trying to feed off of my heart chakra. And I came and confronted her because I could tell that that's what she was trying to do. She was trying to feed off my kids. She was trying to feed off my husband. She was trying to feed off of everybody. And I confronted her, but at the same time that I'm confronting you, I'm not like if I come on here and talk about something, trust me, the work has already been put in. Even if you try that mess, you're not gonna get it. I got people with my photograph and my voice up on their channel. They trying to pull. They can't pull nothing from me. And even if they were trying to do that, that doesn't mean that they're powerful. That's pathetic. Ziana, you remember that commercial that came on BET? That slow jam album commercial? And the dude was sitting there listening to the music, and his friend says, "Hey, can I borrow your album?" And he said, "No, no, no, brother, you got to get your own." That's what that kind of remind me of. Why don't you just go buy your own damn album? Why don't you go and do something with yourself? Yeah. And nobody should be upset or assuming that somebody is saying that somebody is powerful. That's a pathetic person. I can imagine that somebody probably said to this person, she said that so and so was energy harvesting. She's trying to say that that person is powerful. No, I'm not. I've never made that claim. I've never said that, and I never would. Okay, you got to understand, I am a witch. Yeah, right, right, right. Exactly, exactly. Okay. Now, if you do have a concern about an energy vampire, they may be trying to project their consciousness. That's what an energy and I like I said, I don't like calling it vampire. Um, but they can try to project their consciousness to you, which sucks ass. I hate that. I hate when weak people try to get me to think like them or to see things the way that they see it. And this whole thing that we're one big consciousness, we are, but not those lower vibrational people. Mm-mm. Like I said, I would never unify or even be around a person like that. I don't want to be around a person like that, that thinks that way, that even, I don't like to be around people that get bad spiritual information. That's terrible. Somebody told you that she's trying to make it seem like so and so, or he's trying to say that he's powerful. That's a liar. That's somebody that's stupid. That's somebody that is purposely giving you misinformation. Okay. So, yeah, that's pretty much all right. Nobody has any questions. I'm going to go and I'm going to cook my country style ribs. So, y'all have a good week. Have a good Monday, or a good week and a good Monday. I said money. I'm going to be doing that group crown chakra ritual to where you can get that stuff off of your head, because people are trying to crown you and they're trying to turn people into their puppets, and they're just trying to, like, neener, neener, neener. So we're going to be doing that coming up, because those types of thoughts can either make you look very foolish, it can create a lot of chaos and confusion in your life, and you're not getting the information or the energy from source that you need. Bad spiritual information can literally block the crown chakra. So we're going to do a group crown chakra unblocking. Okay. Yeah. Mhm. So I think I'm going to do it close to the full moon, or either on the full moon. Okay. The earth and the universe is very abundant. Nobody has to feed off of other people. Us as humans have been taught to be weak and stupid and dumbed down, and a lot of us know that you don't have to be, and especially people that are doing certain things, trying to use certain things that are complete and total embarrassment to human beings, like patriarchy, racism, sexism, ageism, colorism. Those people to me are very pathetic. That's just like for me to sit here and be scared of a dark skinned person, or to be scared of somebody just because they're dark. or for me to say, oh, I'm more powerful than you because I have white ancestry and I've got Viking blood. Now I would say that it's noble blood, but for me to say, oh, this is more powerful, that's looks can be deceiving. We got a lot of that happening, and I wish that ah, I'm gonna tell y'all something straight up and down. There are certain people that I wish that I never would have connected to. In particular, women. These are very, very. Some of these so-called female women that call themselves God. I wish I would have never connected with them. But everything happens for a reason. You know what I'm saying? Everything happens for a reason. So, but now all of that stuff is meant to block your crown chakra so that you can be blocked from love. Love is the most powerful source. Love heals. It gives you clarity, that love energy, that wisdom. Wisdom is love. If somebody is lying to you, that is not love. That is somebody that merely will tell you anything just to control you. And I have love for everybody. I don't care what age you are. I don't care what racial background you come from. I don't care what religious background you come from. I don't care what political background you come from. Okay, or if you are a vampire that drinks blood, a vampire doesn't harass somebody and say, I'm feeding off of you and I'm making money off of you. That's I believe that vampires are moving in for the kill on those types of people because vampires drink blood. Some of us, there's vampire hybrids out there. They like their meat real bloody, and we'll talk about that because I actually spoke about on my wall about a woman that was featured on My Strange Addiction, and she liked to drink animal blood, pig blood, and she also liked to drink human blood off of her friends. They would give her their blood to drink. And I felt like that lady is like a goddess. She's either connected to Sekhmet or somebody, but ain't nobody like the trash crap, that this garbage that we've been seeing on YouTube. Nah, nah. And that's just like powerful people. Do you really think that somebody like Will Smith or Donald Trump has to feed necessarily off of people? And so I'm not going to really get into that. A person that has the ability to build properties and to sell them and to become a billionaire, he ain't got to feed off of nobody. He's just very intelligent and knows what to do. Okay. Yeah. Skill is skill. Knowledge is knowledge. Now, something can be draining, but what happens when you're drained? The energy does what? It expands. So even if a psychic vampire was harassing you, that's a time of expansion. That's a time for you to use your power as well and learn your power. Okay. Now, like I said, there are some instances to where you may have a person that could be sick or a person that may have entities attached that are very parasitic that you may have to cut off or either stop or either be able to control or protect your energy. I'm not saying that it doesn't exist, but it's not the crapola that we're seeing on YouTube at all. I've seen people on here talking about I'm getting paid off of you and I'm gonna put up your photograph and I'm gonna take from you. Those people are weak. and have no power. Okay. Or I'm going to use something that I know is going to make you emotional and I'm going to take from you and I'm going to bother you. Well, that person may be irritating you, but they're not feeding off of you. It may be emotionally or mentally draining. And if you felt drained, then you can, most of us have what's called what is that? It's not survival instincts. It's what's the name of it, you guys? Where you actually what is that called? Self-preservation. Self-preservation is still a thing unless and you can tell that you can tell that when people are trying to psychic vampire because they try to just make it seem like, oh, you're pathetic, you're low, and you're this and you're that. And so they're trying to convince you that you're a piece of crap so that you'll just want to, because, and still that person to me is weak. Don't be weak with them. That's when they're projecting their weakness to you. Okay. Don't let people project their weakness to you. Don't become, that's when you start having a cognitive dissonance or some kind of identity crisis. If you're doing this every single day, then you do need to get some help. I personally don't you can't really pay them attention. If you put your attention into something every single day, that's just like there's some people on here that I just if I do watch or listen to them, I don't take it in. I don't absorb it. And I think that more men need to listen because a lot of these men are, men need to stop debating with women about spiritual things. That's going to be the downfall of mankind consistently. And a lot of them like to listen to these patriarchal women, but a lot of them are still stuck on that, monotheism and one this and one that and all that crap that it don't even work for them. They can front like it's working for them, but it's not. It's all a front. Okay. All of us are born with the power that we have that comes from our ancestors, from our bloodline, from our, spiritual power or whatever, whoever you are associated with. You know how they say in Ifa or Santeria that, so and so is crowning you. And I tell you one thing, I see people that are sitting up here claiming that Oya crowns them or Oshun crowns them, and they don't want to claim those people. There is no way that that deity is crowning you. You're a liar. So they're just clout chasing off of some of these deities, but they don't represent the embodiment of them at all. Okay. Right. Right. Yeah. Yeah. So I hope you guys understood this. Make sure that y'all hit the thumbs up, subscribe. And if you are feeling like you're having that issue, your mind is the gateway. You have to let your mind heal. If somebody has, because people will send you all sorts of telepathic messages. I'm feeding off of you. I'm taking your health. I'm taking your wealth. And if you sit there and believe that and believe that and believe that, then you're duping yourself. You're psyching yourself out. So you guys can get at me. Okay. All right, guys. I will see you guys later. Have a wonderful week. All right. Bye. Blessings.